Hey guys, I've had a chance to take the bike out. Figured I'd do another vlog and go over some more issues with the bike. I've had a chance to install the cam bracket on the mirror swing arm there, so we'll be able to film a few rides. One thing I did find is the whole time I was testing the bike, it still had the soft start on, so I'm pretty sure you probably could do wheelies with it, but I'm not going to attempt to try it. Also, you don't have to mod this controller out because you can adjust the amp draw through the firmware, which I did not know. It's buried in all the settings, but it's there, so you don't have to touch the shunt. But I'm not going to bother putting it back the way it was. I'll just leave it. It's got enough power already. I get about 50 mph, and I keep up with the traffic, so I'm happy with that. That's not full out. The issue I have, what I just found out about, which actually is kind of irritating, they didn't, when they installed these the throttle and the grip, they didn't have enough room because of this module here. It's OEM for the old controller, this 3-speed controller thingamaboober there is taking up an extra inch on the bar. So instead of making the bar longer for this model, they just basically let the grip hang about an inch off the bar, and as you can see, it's just hanging there, like it doesn't even fit. Same thing with this side. You can literally squeeze it and move it over. This one, actually, problem with this one I have is it's loose on the bar. I'm twisting it off right now. See, it's coming off. So that's no good. It's unsafe. Yeah, it's no good. And this one, check this out. How cheap it is. You get this rattling around when you're riding, and then this. This is probably the worst. See, if I didn't do my own work on the bike, this would be going back to the store. But like, it's got play in all directions. Every time you use the brake or you stop, you can feel it. I guess a lot of play in there. What's going to happen is the little pin that when they push it in and turn it to lock it in place, that will break, and in turn you'll be riding along and all of a sudden your grip's just come flying right off. And what happens most of the time is wherever that magnet on the grip is set on the hull, like if you got half throttle, you're going to end up with half throttle with this off. And the only way to stop the bike will be to hit the ignition. So this is unsafe. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this out. We're going to cut the wire, change this out, and then we're going to graft the new one into the old wiring and change that out with something that doesn't slip off the handlebars. But, so that's the second thing I've found wrong with the bike. So let's dig out the parts I have and see what we got. Now I'll admit I never was a big fan of this color. I don't like the idea of it matching the bars anyway. I don't even like that color. If I had black bars, I'd be happy with all black. I do not like cheap looking gold. Anyway, get some parts here. Throw anything away. I was thinking maybe going for like something like this. That would look nice. Nice bar ends. Doesn't match the brakes, but then again, who cares? It looked like that. This is the one I broke my fingers on last year. You can still see the indent from my bones when it stuck into the grip. But that's the one I want to put on the throttle side. And then we're just going to use one for the... This one here is missing the end. I'll take the end off of this one, put it on here, and this is for the other side. I like that color. And this one here, we'll take the grip off of it, and this will be our throttle. We'll just have to, we're going to have to do, actually I had a look at this one. The hull is so cheap, it's just a piece of hot glue holding it in. We'll pull the hull out of it, and we'll, since these were all popped, we'll bury one in here. As you can see, there's no play in this. It's nice and smooth. I could put it on just like that, but I want to change the grip. So that's where we're at now. We're going to basically try and get that off the throttle body there and mod these two out. Pull this off, put that on here, and then we'll start pulling that stuff off. Let's just see if we can just yank this right off. Look at this. That is sad, man. There's no lock nut or anything. Just pulls. My God, that is so cheap. Just pulls right off. And when you put it back on, well, yeah, see? So that's the reason it's deformed like that. It's because it was hanging an inch off the bar. I hate that. That's brutal. So that's gotta go. Cheap. It's even cheaper than the ones I got here. Okay, I had to literally chop it out of the old one. But it's in there. And do a quick test here. Squeeze the throttle. Voila. She is good. So what we're going to do is hot glue it. Put the cap on it. And then we'll start assembling everything on the bike. Well, there you go. I had planned on using a different type, but these will do. They sort of match the chrome anyway. These are the ones I wanted to use here, but problem with this is the diameter on the inside of the tube isn't wide enough for those other throttles, so we'll save them for another mod. But yeah, this tube here is actually really thick, so it doesn't slide into that. I had to cut it off. As you can see, it's double the size. If you go by the larger one here, yeah, so it's not going to work. So anyway, that's that. Let's save some of these parts and call it a day. I tested it, it works, so I'm happy with that. Later, guys.